At Boston International Airport, while everyone is rushing to get to their destination, graphic novel author Clay Riddell takes a moment to call his family, whom he left a year ago to work on his book, The Night Traveler, to excitedly share that he has gotten an amazing book deal. Despite the failed marriage, his wife Sharon is happy for him and congratulates him warmly before connecting him with his young son Johnny, who begs him to return home. However, Clay's cell phone battery dies, and he's forced to use a payphone to continue his conversation, but is soon distracted by the strange events at the airport, where people suddenly start experiencing pain and shaking. Clay quickly identifies that the people are being attacked by a signal coming through their cell phones, which turns them into crazed killers. But before he can process this well, he sees the phenomenon spreading through the airport like wildfire. Clay tries to stay unnoticed and starts to get away from the chaos, but soon sees a rabid man violently attacking a young woman and is forced to intervene. As utter chaos breaks out in the airport, Clay confirms his theory as to the source of the frenzy as he watches a girl try to call 911 and is hit by the deadly pulse from her phone, completely loses herself, and transforms into a phoner. Soon, an officer shows up, shooting at everyone, hoping to control the situation, and Clay advises him not to use his cell phone.
Why'd you do that? What, are you gonna shoot everybody? What the hell's happening? Who the hell knows?
As the chaos continues, Clay tries his best to avoid danger and hide from the insanity. As the terror dies down, Clay watches two planes collide mid-air and flees into the nearby subway station. On his way there, Clay escapes a group of aggressive phoners. As Clay struggles to continue on his way, he's helped onto the train by a couple of men. There, the train conductor, Tom McCourt, announces a power outage and informs everyone that the station will soon flood as no one is around to control the sewage pumps. As everyone panics, Tom suggests walking out and is joined by Clay and a young man named Mike Maddock. The trio starts walking in the underground tunnel while discussing the disastrous situation. However, Mike is soon attacked by a phoner that appears out of nowhere and dies. Tom and Clay run for their lives and barely make it up the ladder and through the manhole onto the ground.
Come on! Give me a hand, come on!
Clay then takes Tom to his apartment. There, the duo takes a moment to take a breath and relax. Then Clay uses Tom's phone to text his family, but is confused when he receives a jumbled message. Then moments later, the duo is shocked by a loud knock on the door, and after some debate, decides to cautiously open the door.
Are you normal?
Clay opens the door and finds one of his neighbors named Alice, who emotionally reveals that she has killed her mother in self-defense. Clay lets Alice in and calms her down. Later, Tom gets a call from an unknown source, but ignores it. Outside, as societal collapse looms, the streets are filled with crazed phoners who roam in flocks and kill anyone on their way. In the apartment, Clay announces his plans to travel to Kent Bond to check on his family, and Tom and Alice join him. As the trio sets out, they're shocked to see a group of phoners curiously moving in circles on the street.
I don't know. Should go back?
Soon, the phoners spot some normal people and rush to attack them. The trio uses this opportunity to get away. After walking a few hours on the deserted city streets, the trio finds a house and cautiously enters it, hoping to find some firearms. Inside, they find the owners attacked to death, but stock up on weapons.
Why'd you take care of Alice?
Then as the trio packs what they need, Alice sees a young boy sitting in the backyard by himself and is joined by the men as she goes to check on him. However, it's soon revealed that the boy is a phoner and they're forced to shoot him.
I guess they don't all travel in flock.
Following this incident, a group of phoners appears out of nowhere and starts chasing the trio. After a lengthy chase, the trio is forced to hide and wait for the phoners to leave. Things get stranger still, and as soon as the sun sets, the phoners go into a dormant zombie-like state and start transmitting signals from their mouths before walking away as a unit. Later, Clay and Tom discuss the incident in detail and realize the only way the group could have known their exact location was if they had seen them through the young phoner boy's eyes. They then make the terrifying conclusion that the phoners must all have telepathic ability and process signals through a connected database like HiveMind, which allows them to act like a unit. Temporarily out of danger, the trio continues walking through the night while getting to know each other until they hear strange music coming from a private school. Hoping to find the source, the trio enters the school and meets the headmaster, Charles Ardai, and a young student named Jordan, who pleasantly welcome them. Then Charles leads the way to the school's athletic field, which is filled with dormant phoners, emitting light music and static from their mouths.
Of course, if I tried it in the daylight, they'd tear me limb from limb.
The music comes from their mouths, too.
Charles demonstrates that the phoners are completely harmless and inert during the night.
Observe.
What the hell are you doing?
We cannot overestimate the developmental leaps we're witnessing here.
Then Charles convinces everyone to spray the phoners with gas and burn them. Tom and Clay drive the spray truck over the phoners while spraying the gas all over. Then, once finished with that, they drive back to rejoin the others, and Charles sets the field ablaze while Tom and Clay shoot down any phoners trying to escape. Unfortunately, the fire tracks back to the spray truck, which explodes and kills Charles.
No! Help! Help him!
Jordan is distraught but doesn't get a chance to mourn Charles, as strange sounds soon vibrate throughout the school, forcing them to flee. Feeling desperate, Tom leads the group in a prayer as they go to an abandoned drive-through theater to take shelter and rest. However, after a few minutes, Clay is disturbed and awakened by a nightmare in which he sees the red-hooded, disfigured character called Raggedy Man from his graphic novel.
Nightmare?
Things get stranger, though, when Clay learns that each member of the group has been haunted by Raggedy Man, which they somehow associate with the cell phone attacks. Freaked out by this, the group proceeds to leave the theater and all get a phone call from an unknown caller at the same time. Knowing better than to answer it, they all toss their phones and move on. Then as the group heads out, they see a banner advertising Cashwalk Park as a safe place without cell service and become fascinated. Soon the group reaches a bar, finds some survivors inside, including a woman named Sally, who excitedly welcomes them and decides to spend the night there. In the wee hours of the night, Sally is awakened by a strange sound from outside. She follows this sound, listens to it intently, and is soon transformed into a phoner. Moments later, Clay goes to check on Sally and is attacked by a phoner. With Sally now able to transmit pulse, which infects others, through her mouth and phoners inside the bar, a chaotic fight ensues in which the survivors try to defend themselves from the aggressive intruders. Then Alice musters all her courage and helps out in the fight. She quickly kills a phoner trying to attack Clay, but is unfortunately fatally bludgeoned by Sally. Soon, Tom shoots and kills Sally and rushes to Alice, but is heartbroken to see that there is no way to help her. Tom and Clay take Alice outside and, together with Jordan, quietly mourn her passing. Clay, Tom, and Jordan continue on their way, and after a lengthy journey, they run into a sleep-derived survivor named Ray and his friend Denise, who passionately inform them that Cashwalk is a scam set up by the Raggedy Man, by whom they have also been haunted. Denise then shows Clay and Tom her imprisoned phoner brother Danny, who, despite being bagged, gets excited and emits signals whenever phoners approach, and explains that they use him to gauge their environment. Soon, Danny shocks everyone when he starts speaking in Johnny's voice and asks Clay to return home.
Do not listen to that shit. You know that is not your son.
Despite Tom's warning that it's a trap, Clay can't resist and takes the sack off Danny's face, despite being shot dead immediately after. As soon as Danny looks at Clay and the survivors, the rest of the phoners look at them through his eyes and start coming for them.
I'm sorry. That means they saw it.
The group then gets into Ray's ice cream truck and flees the area. After traveling some distance, Ray stops the truck, runs into the nearby woods with Clay following, and explains that Raggedy Man has been putting thoughts in his mind, driving him insane and causing him to hallucinate. He advises Clay to stop looking for his son, as he believes it's too late to save him, gives him a cell phone with an instruction to call the first number at the end of the line, and kills himself with a bomb. The remaining group drives to Clay's house, where Clay slowly gets inside to check on his family. There, Clay finds a message from Johnny telling him that Sharon has turned into a phoner, that he has gone to Cashwalk, and that he hopes to see him there. Clay walks around the house and is soon attacked by Sharon, who has been locked in the attic. Luckily, Tom comes to Clay's rescue in time, and the duo manages to kill Sharon. Later, Tom discovers that the ice cream truck is rigged with plastic bombs and is shocked. Clay gives Tom Sharon's car and, despite knowing that it's a scam, prepares to go to Cashwalk in hopes of reuniting with his son. Then, he bids an emotional farewell to his new friends, gives Jordan a spray paint, asks him to write their initials along their trail so that he can follow them to Canada once he rescues Johnny from Cashwalk, and leaves. In Cashwalk, Clay finds phoners idly circling a phone tower. Clay slowly drives through the crowd of phoners and reaches the center, where he finds the Raggedy Man and drives over him. He then walks over and shoots the mumbling Raggedy Man multiple times. Then Clay hears Johnny's voice calling for him and starts looking for him in the crowd of phoners. After a lengthy search, just when Clay's about to give up, Johnny suddenly appears next to him. Before he can cherish the moment, Clay notices Raggedy Man has returned to life, and soon Johnny joins the rest of the phoners in emitting pulse through his mouth. Then Clay dials the number on Ray's cell phone, which detonates the bombs inside the ice cream truck and sets the phoners, the cell tower, and all the surrounding area ablaze. Clay dreams of following Jordan's trail with a healthy Johnny and peacefully heading to Canada.
What's the name of the place we're going?
Canada.
While in reality, he has become a phoner and follows his kind around the cell tower in a trance.
Oh, God!